Hello, Galaxy of Heroes, and Mizo welcome you to Bombad. General? Yeah, send your mum a Mother's Day card when it's round. So, animation wise, everything, yeah, yeah. Mikey likey, it gets this big stamp of approval, irrespective of the frustrations, and that's, I'm acknowledging that that's part and parcel of everything. For those interested in relic levels and gearing, I have actually included it. Yeah, there you go. And there's the first reference to the frustration that the recordings just ended, popped up there to let you know I didn't do this first time round on each of the stages. And voice is still going, sorry. But yeah, it's challenging. You got to work stuff out. I'm arguing myself here, but I definitely revised my strategies per round. I think, spoiler alert, I think there is one round that I actually managed to succeed first time. Not cleanly, but yeah. Otherwise, I did have to restart multiple times and adjust. And now, of course, this is many hours later, and I've slept and I'm trying to remember. So basically, this was just a spread around, and if I recall, I mean, the general strategy that I've employed throughout this is that the riposte, the skewered arrow, whatever, not skewered, the arrow symbol on there. So basically, they riposte, counter, or whatever. Probably would help if I looked up all the abilities, but yeah. But that's the one. And the reason why, obviously, is that we've got tons and tons and tons of waves of these B2s. The B2s? B1s. Battle droids. We've got lots of them. So, yeah, they do lots of AoEs, so everyone just counters them. So what we're doing is we're just trying to whittle down their stacks whilst getting... Obviously, everything poses a threat, everything damages. The droidicas, you need to... You don't need to. Sorry, that's just me. Using phraseology that I'm not very content with. I would advocate that you manage the droidicas, and one of the things, and I wish I could tell you which Gungan it is, but one of them on their basic dispels buffs. So and for me, invariably, it's the one in the front row nearest us, to the right of Boss Nass. And I am struggling to work out which of them it is, whether it's Boombadia or Tarpals. But one of them does. Just look at the abilities. So that's kind of like your safety net, and also assists with not using Boss Nass's second special. So basically, my strat here is to spam as much as possible Boss Nass doing that. The retribution. There you go. My brain eventually works. So doing that and not doing the massive buff dispel often, and slight caveat to that would be you need to manage that. So as you're going through, if you've got droidicas that are going to, they haven't, or you've dispelled them and they're coming round to their turns, it's waiting it out. You do have the option there as well. Talking all over this great animation, apologies. You do have the option as well to pass turns, because both Tarpals and Boombadia have, if you're hungry, there you go. I will remember to turn these things off. Right, so we're gonna see this here. Why didn't that work? Okay, so contrary to what I've just said, I've actually done it there, but you can see why two of them. I think there is the third one's going, the one at the back there is going to go into his mode there. But yeah, other than that, the same strat is going to be deployed here. I'm doing AoEs as well, wherever possible, just for the removal of stacks. There you go. So 2 of them are back up now, and log that. Not much has happened. Get the retribution back up, but of course with the retribution, the one with the basic ability will also remove their crap. I should have rehearsed this before I did it all, but the droidicas, hit immunity buff that they go into, because that's exceptionally annoying in many aspects, and the most terminal of which is the fact that they will probably one-shot one of your characters if you leave them as they are. So that's why we want to get that off and remove then stacks that they will accumulate whilst in that ability status. Wow. I hope that made sense. Again, as I said, where possible, I'm still doing AoEs, and of course, as you can see here, the retribution's also kicking in. Misplay there. This is me kind of, I'm almost at the end here, and as you may have noticed, it did pop up with a recording. So again, this one here, this one I think 3, maybe 4 different attempts before getting it. Actually, no, this one max 3 actually. Yeah. I'm trying not to spoil what's coming up in that. But yeah, we're just working through. I struggle with this kind of state here, especially when they're doing what they're doing, and that's why I'm just chucking all the abilities at them, because I don't want to lose anyone and then have it all fall apart and have to do this again, because obviously this is a revised attempt from my initial. So, like most of these things, it does become a bit frustrating when damage output just isn't there, and the fact that so many different areas now, that one red dot of health seems to be better than full green is just like, yeah, whatevs. But it is what it is. Loving these animations though. They really, really have done an excellent job. Congratulations. And again, if it hasn't come across yet, it definitely is a well put together event. Legendary in status as well as name, I would say. Okay, so this one, what I found with Maul is to not use all the abilities as much, and I used a lot of basics. Maul is exceptionally tanky, and this, I mean, I have speeded this up somewhat, but yeah, so this one is quite a lengthy test. And actually, am I right in thinking different Maul? It's Maul in the Inquisitorius one, who presented as a right old arseache in actually getting through on that. And Darth Maul, yeah, he's in the same ballpark there. So he's mechanic, so he dodges quite a bit anyway, and yeah. So the mechanics and everything, definitely challenging. I'm getting shock on there and everything else, and just stripping away his buffs as and when it presents. It seems to be the strat to use here. As you can see, I'd already lost. Is it Tarpals? Is it Bombad? I'm sorry. I should know who they are. The only ones I can actually... Well, it's Tarpals and Bombad that I struggle with, which is which. And obviously I lost one of those. Spoiler alert. Well, it's not really a spoiler alert. You can see we're getting Maul down. Let's get some retribution back up. So he buff immunity. Yay! Keep going through. That returns as soon as you strip it away. And go again. Yeah. As I say, this is speeded up as well. So yeah, it's a challenge, but I mean, that's the whole point of it, isn't it? It's the challenge to unlock him. It's get them to the requirements, and obviously the requirements is Relic level 5. 2 of them are actually higher than that in Boss Nass and Phalanx are both Relic 7. I held back on going and doing the rest of them because it dawned on me that my materials to Relic are dwindling, and the whole point of having them ready is to unlock and then, of course, run Jar Jar. So yeah, so I held back, and that's why they are where they are, purely a material restricted. So thought I'd done this first time round. We might see a recording has finished here. In fact, I'd be stunned if we didn't. Did not notice first time round that this, there you go, timing, that this is one of 2. And so first things first, obviously you want to get through to round 2, or the final battle, with everyone still present, not losing anyone. That was a slight challenge in itself initially, but again, strat, as you can see, retribution up as much as possible. And here, I mean, I'm stuck behind a marked B1 or whatever, but as soon as I can, there you go, there's the basic that removes the buffs. As soon as I could move away, that was a big hit there, wasn't it? I did so, obviously, and the idea there is to kill off the droidicas and the stap as soon as possible. And then you've got the retribution and group attacks and assists and everything else that's going on to just whittle down these B1s. There we go. I'm showing off here by actually reading the name of it. So the B1s, yes. Yeah, thinking it must be B1s because of the conquest thing. But, right. So, da-da, there you go. Final encounter. Still got the name wrong. Again, very frustrating. Because we're going to get the mark thing. So I take it I don't read the blurbs. I know I should do, but if I read the blurbs, it becomes far more difficult and then I can't do it. So don't read it. Just crack on. And didn't have to go hunting for anyone else's. I just ploughed through this at launch. Yeah, so I'm not trying to big up myself. I don't know what I was doing there, but whatevs. It's coming back to it all. So obviously they all need to die. But so AoEs, as long as Droidica's not in his thing, so we're not adding stacks to him just twatting one of my toons out of the park from the get-go. Nice when you get the 1% or 1000%, whatever it is, from Jar Jar, and you get the group attacks and stuff. See there again, Droidica entered into the damage immunity, and Gungan on the nearest Gungan to us dispelled it on the basic. Yay. So whittling them all down, we're down to 100 stacks on B1, and again you've got this marked malarkey coming back in. So because Droidica's not stacked and all the rest of it, I'm still doing AoEs just to whittle down the B1, because of course the B1 is also healing everybody up at the same time. There we go. So we do the buff dispel from Boss Nass. We're down to B1's almost gone. Special from thing. I'm aware that Newt's going to revive because that is his want. So got rid of the B1. Yay! And so now we've just got Newt and Droidica to get rid of. And Droidica's gone, so we're about to win. And then they do this. So yeah, that was a bit like my heart sunk there, because this is the successful run, and this was the first time that I like what. So they're very sneaky buggers, these separatists. Just when you think you're there, they pull out another bloody Droidica and try and fuck with us. Yeah. So again, this is speeded up somewhat, and I was like, are they going to pull another one out? Is this going to be never ending? Do I have to kill Newt first? And before I didn't know, because we didn't know. We don't know. Apparently not. So again, it's probably just I suppose if you factor in how many hits that we put onto them to get them out of green into yellow and everything else. But again, it just feels like this takes forever. But so far, nothing else has spawned. Wonderful end animation. And yeah. There we go. Got the portrait. Got the shards. And here is just scrolling through. So Boss Nass with his mods, and as you can see, I'm just scrolling through. Obviously, if it's too quick there, Please just pause on anything you're not sure about. There's your phalanx. Well, that sounds wrong. Wow. Yeah, it does. Anyway, there he is Tarpey. So Tarpey had I only did 2 lots of fully 6Eing. I hope I got that the right way around. I think it's E to A. There's Bombad, and I believe that is all of them, isn't it? Must be. Yeah. Oh yeah. So 7 speed on the first roll. That's why I'm sticking with that one. I'm persevering. I'm hoping that's going to turn into a very, very nice mod. But there are the mods. And as you can see, the relic thing, and I've also shown you there the speed order. Obviously, you factor out Jar Jar because it ended the vid. And as proffered in the thumbnail, which I've actually yet to make, but will include the fact that it's the event unlock and gearing up. So again, this is all speeded up, but still takes a little while because there's lots of buttons to click here. I will do a spoiler alert in regards to, at the time I made the vid, I hadn't decided or been guided or looked at any guidance on how to mod my Jar Jar. Since then, I've done the majority. I've followed kind of like the big boys and what they're doing with him. So I have now modded my Jar Jar with speed and potency. Ideally, my Jar Jar should have a potency cross. Doesn't at the present because I don't have one, although I can probably go and hunt one out on a toon that I don't use as much and switch over. Yeah, I probably will do that. Yeah, so I'm in the process of working on his mods, but I did want to get him as high relic as possible. If memory serves correctly, there's something within his abilities set or something linked to his relic levels. So yeah, he will be a toon that I will be working on along with the rest of the faction, because of course we are coming to the end of the speeder raid, being the number 1 reward raid, and we'll be moving into one that factions the Gungans. I think it's raids. I think that's where we are. So yeah, it's clever. It gets us to work on lots of toons that we didn't prior, as did the crate and so on. In fact, I was reading through some players reminiscing of previous ones and citing, the fun of developing Chirpatine and Maul in the tank raid with the retribution that he provided and so on, and Wampa as an absolute beast if you ramped him up enough in the final phase of that, and obviously then the Sith one, and working all those out and finally developing a one team to get through it all and all the rest of it. So yes, working on all of those. just waffling on as we go through, and this is bar Relic levels and tapping out his mods. This is a pretty complete gearing up. I have been, as you can see, hoarding up my Omicron materials, making sure that I had enough for Jar Jar and enough for Amidala. And that's it. Thank you for watching.